we are literally and geographically at the center of Canada.
Day 6 begins in Thunder Bay, a city shaped by industry, indigenous history, and the mighty Lake Superior. Once a critical fur trade hub, it now bridges Ontario's northern wilderness with the heart of Canada. We roll out just as the sun breaks through a lake mist, the road calling us westward. Just 30 minutes west lies Ontario's second highest waterfall, Kakabeka Falls, often called the Niagara of the North. But its power isn't just in its drop, it's in the ancient secrets it holds. These rocks date back over 1.6 billion years. The Ojibwe legend speaks of Green Mantle, a brave woman who sacrificed herself to protect her people from invading warriors, her spirit forever flowing with the falls. We cross into Manitoba, greeted by the pristine beauty of West Hawk Lake, the deepest lake in the province. Formed by a meteor impact, it feels otherworldly. Camping here is quiet, crisp, and cosmic, a reminder that even violence can shape beauty. Nature here whispers stories in every ripple. West Hawk Lake is a crater lake, formed by a meteorite impact during the Precambrian era, roughly 100 million years ago. Some sources estimate even older. It's part of the larger Canadian Shield, one of the oldest geological formations on Earth. Rocks around the lake still show signs of shock metamorphism, physical changes caused by the meteor's intense heat and pressure. In Tatch, Manitoba, just east of Winnipeg, we step into the mathematical heart of a nation. This is the longitudinal center of Canada, at 96 degrees 48 minutes 35 seconds west, the halfway mark between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. It's easy to miss, just a simple park by the highway. But standing here, on this exact point, we feel the gravity of the journey. We've crossed through rugged shield, thick boreal forests, and cascading waterfalls, and now, we're surrounded by wide-open prairie skies. Just before reaching Winnipeg, the horizon broke, and there it was, a Canadian Pacific train, slicing through the prairie like a living thread. Seeing it roll past us now, with our car on the Trans-Canada Highway beside it, we felt connected, to history, to movement, to the quiet poetry of this land. The Canadian Pacific Railway was completed in 1885, a promise fulfilled to unite Canada from sea to sea. As dusk settles, Winnipeg welcomes us with the warmth of a prairie city and the complexity of a cultural capital. From indigenous roots to Métis resilience, from Ukrainian heritage to a booming art scene, this is where Canada's soul feels stitched together by many hands. The rhythm here is quiet but purposeful, a place that holds stories and makes space for new ones. Tonight, we rest knowing we're not just crossing a country, we're tracing its contours through land, story, and spirit. Day 6 reminds us, every stop has its tale, every mile its meaning. As we leave Winnipeg, rows of wind turbines rise from the prairie, modern giants turning with the rhythm of the wind. Manitoba is one of Canada's leaders in renewable energy, with most of its power coming from hydro and wind. These turbines can stand over 100 meters tall, and just one can power up to 1,000 homes. Once it was steam engines and grain elevators. Now, it's clean wind shaping the future, the prairie adapting, but never standing still. Between Winnipeg and Regina, the scenery doesn't shout, it whispers. The Canadian Pacific Railway still shadows us, just as it has for over a century, carrying grain, goods, and echoes of the past. This is the beating heart of the prairie, quiet, constant, and full of quiet rhythm. Tucked along Highway 1, Wolseley feels like a secret whispered by the prairie. Once a key railway stop in the early 1900s, it's now a peaceful town known for its rich heritage and strong community spirit. The town's heart is the swinging bridge, a one-of-a-kind pedestrian bridge that gently sways as you cross over a quiet lake. Historic stone buildings line the streets, and every corner feels like it holds a memory. In a day of long roads and open skies, Wolseley was a place to pause, where time slowed, and the prairie felt personal. Named after a nearby hill once sacred to Indigenous peoples, Indian Head is more than a roadside stop, it's a place where history meets harvest. Home to one of Canada's oldest agricultural research stations, it's been shaping how we grow food on the prairies for over a century. By sunset, we reach Regina. Not every road is full of sights, but every road shows us something. Today, it was the steadiness of the land, the movement of trains, and the promise carried by wind. It's May 14, 2023, our last morning on the road. From Regina to Calgary, the final stretch begins. The excitement is quiet now. It's not just a move, it's a moment of becoming. Towering over the Trans-Canada Highway in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Mac the Moose is hard to miss, standing 10.36 meters tall and weighing over 10 tons of steel and concrete. Built in 1984, Mac was once the world's tallest moose, until Norway stole the title in 2015. But after a friendly international rivalry, Moose Jaw gave Mac bigger antlers in 2019, reclaiming the crown. More than a roadside attraction, Mac's a symbol of prairie pride, oversized, oddball, and unforgettable. We cross the border and the sign says it all, "Welcome to Alberta." Land of big skies, bigger landscapes, and new beginnings. From prairie fields to the edge of the Rockies, every kilometer from here whispers, "You're almost home."
Abby, welcome to Alberta! Abby, look! Welcome to Alberta!
Yay.
Finally, we made it to Alberta! Yay!
Rising high above the prairies in Medicine Hat, Alberta, the Psalmist Teepee is the tallest teepee in the world, standing at over 65 meters tall. Originally built for the 1988 Calgary Winter Olympics, it was later relocated here, overlooking the Psalmist Archaeological Site, one of the largest known First Nations encampments on the Great Plains. Within the steel frame hang 10 circular story panels, each one sharing a piece of Indigenous history and culture in Canada. It's more than a landmark, it's a monument to heritage, storytelling, and the deep ancestral roots of this land, long before there were highways or cities. And then, Calgary. After 8 days and a country crossed, we arrive. This is the end of one road, and the start of something new. We came seeking a slower life, a closer family, a deeper story. And in every mile, we found pieces of all three. And that's a wrap on our cross-country move. Thanks for riding along. We'll see you in the next episode, as we start a brand new chapter. Our life in Alberta.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.